This game has to be huge. Literally, it's got to be one of the biggest worlds we've seen since Next Gen's release. The reason is brooms. Well, flying to be exact. The problem with the world is going to be flying, unless they really get it right. I mean, it's got to be near perfect. So put on your traveling robes, grab your brooms, and let's journey through how flying could be a problem for Hogwarts Legacy's world. Now, we know how flying works in the game. Brooms are upgradable, the starter allowing your character to go up in the air for a very short amount of time. Upgrades available for purchase after you've helped the broom shop owner in Hogsmeade. I mean, this time gates broom flight, but really I'm all about it. I mean, the closer we have to be to the ground while flying, the more opportunity we have to find special ingredients for potions, catch remember-alls from your friend who lost it, or, just fully immerse yourself in a world of nostalgia. Sounds pretty balanced to me. So you're probably asking yourself, what exactly is the problem here? Well, the problem with the world is not really brooms, but mounts. Mounts are not affected by this time gate. Mounts allow you to fly as high and for as long as you want. In fact, if you've pre-ordered the game, you will start with a hippogriff mount. This Onyx one, right here to be exact, and it comes with no limits to flying. You see, flying in RPGs hardly ever works well, and is intentionally not a part of most successful titles. Let's look at one of those. Skyrim. Because, Skyrim, it's one of the largest worlds with content. It would have been the easiest addition to that game to have the Dragonborn, literal master of dragons in their voice, also be a dragon rider, and fly across the continent. That's as much as a no-brainer as brooms are in Hogwarts Legacy. The devs of Skyrim knew that including flight would drastically change how content came about within their world. I want to show you the consequences of flying. Flying that's been added to an open world where there's no limits or no fine balancing. This gem of a website shows you how big gaming maps are by walking and running across them. Skyrim's map took this person 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 16 seconds to walk from end to end. All the while they encountered everything from random travelers being attacked by bandits, just kind of taken in the view as they walked, and they had an entire adventure in that sub 2 hour trek. These games are intended to be played in this way. I did my own experiment to see what exactly flying would do to a game that was created for hours of content world exploring, similar, to Hogwarts Legacy. So I brought the wizarding world to Skyrim and modded in a broomstick. One that has no limits on flight. I was extremely hyped to fly through Skyrim as a wizard on a broom. It was like childhood goals. Just freaking goals. It was awesome. It was probably the best thing ever for like 5 minutes because the excitement faded. It took me only 8 minutes and 50 seconds to fly across the entire map. Yeah. Walking across, 1 hour, 50 minutes and 16 seconds. Flying across, 8 minutes and 50 seconds. It removed all of its adventures. I basically hired myself as a taxi to fast travel locations so I could just fast travel back to them. It just wasn't fun. It took the fun out of the world. Now, this exact same fun-sucking power, every player who pre-ordered the game will have. The really broken part of this is trying to understand what was the point of balancing flight with broomsticks and then turning around to let every player remove that feature of the game. Why not balance the mounts as well? Let's use our brains here. If we're going to balance one form of flight, we should probably balance the other. With how caring for magical creatures already works in-game, they could have easily implemented a system where the more that mount trusts you, the more you play with it, the more you cuddle with it, the more you ride it, the better it gets at flying, and the longer you can stay up, the faster it can go. Even logically it makes sense because the more your mount is conditioned to having you ride on it, the stronger it's going to become. But instead, we get something completely unbalanced. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about getting the hippogriff. I want that as a pre-order. I love them. I want one. I want 3 or 7. Swipe my card, give me more. But what I don't want is from day one to be encouraged to skip content. Most people beat a game and don't try to do the extra side quest. They don't play the factions. They don't find the rare items. They beat games and they move on, never stopping to enjoy that wonderful butterbeer. That ideology of beating a game and moving on is particularly bad for Hogwarts Legacy. as people who don't normally play games have a great opportunity to enjoy a virtual Hogwarts, get lost in the Forbidden Forest, do something that they don't normally do because they aren't gamers. Now, I know I sound frustrated, and I'm not really. As truth be told, power is on the player here. Some people will use the broom and stay close to the ground, but others will likely take advantage of this easy travel option. Skip the side quest, beat the game. You know, this is the gaming equivalent of skipping to the end of a book to see what happens. You're cheated. Yeah, you got to see Harry beat Voldemort, but you missed Dumbledore eating a booger-flavored Birdie Bots. Time-gating brooms was easily one of the best decisions Avalanche made for this game. It's almost like we had one extremely good decision followed directly by a careless one. I'm just dumbstruck at the decision made here. I want the world to feel like 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 16 seconds. Not 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Please tell me how you're going to enjoy flying. Give me your thoughts on how it's been implemented. Like if you like and sub if you want to. More content to come soon. Peace.